and welcome to our channel. My name is Lee, it's my beautiful wife Emma, and we are your FPL Mr and Mrs.
Today's short video will be about Sterling. Is he a viable asset now he's moved to Chelsea?
Well, the first thing I think we need to talk about is where in the Chelsea team is Sterling going to play? Is he going to play left or right of a front three, or is he going to play as a false nine?
I think he'd probably play as a false nine, as you've got Lukaku who'll be going to Inter Milan, and you've got Werner who's not scoring, not really doing much. So the only other possibility would be Havertz.
Yeah, if you look at Havertz, played as a false nine last season and sort of in and out the team. He had some good games, some bad games. He wasn't very consistent, was he?
No, and Sterling's preferable position is that kind of up front head man, which he hasn't really had much of a chance to. In his Premier League career, he has played 46 games where he has been up front, in which he's scored 21 and assisted 10. That averages out about a goal every other game, which is really high statistics. When he's been playing on the left, he's played 235 games, scoring 81. And when he's played on the right, he's played 156 games, scoring 49.
There have been talks that Tuchel has been trying to sign Ronaldo, but he has come out and said that at the moment a forward is not the priority. Plus, United have also said he's not for sale.
And now there's also a possibility that Pulisic and Werner might be going elsewhere.
Now, last season wasn't Sterling's most prolific season, yet he still scored 163 points from 30 appearances and 7 of them then from the bench, scoring 13 goals and 7 assists, but only playing 2,121 minutes. He was still the 8th highest midfielder for points in the league.
If you go back a few seasons, 2019, 2020, where he was playing 33 games, he scored 20 and assisted 6. Overall points were 204. And even the season before that, his overall points were 234. So that was when he was at his prime game, and going into a new club. Hopefully, his preferable position, like we said, playing that false number 9, he's going to have more confidence and get back to that high form.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if he can get back to form of sort of 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20 seasons when he was scoring 200 plus points at 10 million, he is a bargain. Because if you think Salah. Yes, Salah's scoring mid 200 points, but he's 13 million. Son, 12 million, and De Bruyne, 12 million. You could save a couple of million by doing this.
So we look at other Chelsea midfielders and just compare them. So you've got Havertz, last season played 1,802 minutes, scoring 8 goals. Nothing in comparison to Sterling's 2,121 minutes to 13 goals. And we've got Werner, obviously, that we've said could be possibly moving away. He only scored 4 last season, and Pulisic only scoring 6. So the only other one is Mount, which is quite nice, as they already are familiar with each other. So that kind of Mount feeding Sterling would be quite nice. Mount scored 11 goals last season, so he's really the only comparison for that kind of league position.
Yeah, I mean, they've both got in the 160 mark point wise. Yeah, you're right. They played together in the England team with Reece James and whatever. So there must be some kind of cohesion there, which is nice. The main issue I can see is trying to get Sterling into your team. 10 million is an awkward number, really, because a lot of 8 and 8.5 million good quality midfielders, including Mount. So you'd have to find an extra 2 million to put him in. Or you drop a Salah, a Son, a Haaland, Kane, someone like that down. Yes, it means you can spend more money elsewhere. However, it does mean you lose a big premium player. So, is Sterling going to go into your team?
Well, I think I'm going to try and find a way of putting him in. I think I'm going to try and take Maddison out and maybe have to change my defence around to try and fit him in, seeing if I can do it without taking some of those big names out, like you said, the Salahs, Kanes. I think he's going to be a really high scorer, and I reckon his value is just going to go up and up. So I'm going to do everything I can to try and get him in, I think. What about you?
I would love to have him in, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to get rid of Haaland. I can't get rid of Salah, and my only other sort of big points one is Diaz. I mean, there's the option possibly of upgrading a Neto or something, but then I've got to gain like 4.5 million, which is dropping Trent down, which is dropping other defenders down to try and get this up. So, or getting rid of Jesus. And I mean, I'm happy with Jesus. So, yes, I think I would love to own him. Yes, I think he'll be a very good asset throughout the season. But do I think I'll have him at the start of the season? Probably not.
I think he'd be quite a good differential. As like you said, there's so many big names this season that a lot of people are going to have in, and this one might be seen as a little bit more risky. So I think it'd be quite nice to have that change.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of people take on risk on Haaland
Jesus.
or Jesus, Nunes possibly, but I suppose Sterling at least is fully tried and tested. So maybe he's the safer pick.
Yep. Thank you for watching our video.
Until next time, we've been your FPL Mr. and Mrs. Please remember to like and subscribe.